Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wake Up Report. Hey, Russell, you should have kept your big mouth shut because now we know how much of a dirtbag, slime ball, sleaze bucket, child molester you are. Here's my impersonation of Russell Simmons meditating, since he likes to meditate, do yoga on the state of affairs all the time. Check it out. This is Russell Simmons. I like to sleep with underage girls. If the age of consent in New York was 13, I would sleep with a 13-year-old girl. That's how much of a slime ball I am. Legally, you're right. Morally and ethically, you are dead wrong. In the state of New York, the age of consent for men and women is 17 years old, and that is the only thing that saved your ass, because a grown-ass man sleeping with a 17-year-old girl is not, in my opinion, is nothing more than a child molester. Anytime a man sleeps with a girl who could be his daughter, you are a child molester as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what the law says. Anytime you're ogling and oogling and thirsty over little 17-year-old girls, you are a child molester. Anytime you look at a girl who's 16 years old and you say, I'm gonna wait 1 year and then I'm gonna get that, you are a child molester if you are in your 30s and your 40s. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm a grown-ass man. I like grown woman sex. All right, there's a difference between a child and a grown woman, between a young girl who's developing into a grown woman and a grown woman. Grown woman sex is the best sex because it's needed like dough. It's mature, it's ripe. You know, it's had a chance to settle and you know, like a bottle of wine in the cellar or something. When you pull it out, you be like, yeah, that's some aged and fine grown ass sex. I'll take that over a glass of Kool-Aid any day. That's what you are, Russell Simmons. You're the Kool-Aid man. Russell Simmons becomes the latest in a long line of sleaze buckets who have been accused of sexual misconduct. Russell Simmons, when he was in his 30s, according to him, had consensual sex with a woman who was 17 years old at the time. She doesn't see it that way now. She says that Russell Simmons asked her to come up to his apartment or his hotel room or whatever to look at some music videos he was working on. Yeah, right. She goes up into the room and, you know, before you know it, he's ripping off her clothes. He's trying to have sex with her. She doesn't want to do it. And Brett Ratner is in the room as well. Brett Ratner apparently and Russell Simmons are buddy-buddy, and she looks to him for help, but she figures out, according to her, that the both of them are in on it, and Russell Simmons not only forces her to have oral sex, or according to her, she has oral sex with him to get him off of her. She goes and she takes a shower to wash the disgusting Russell Simmons ooze off of her. He jumps in the shower and penetrates her from behind. So, you know, how much of this is true, we don't know. Russell Simmons, in a lengthy Facebook post, you know, talked about his, you know, he stands with the women of, you know, what is it, Me Too, the hashtag Me Too campaign. Well, you should stand with her now because she's part of that movement too. Her too, Russell, right? You know, so now Russell Simmons, especially after posting something about Terry Crews and the assault on Terry Crews by some agent, he says, well, give the guy a pass. And dude, you know, you don't want to talk about giving nobody a pass when you ain't gonna get no pass. Now, ain't nobody talking about giving you a pass. Now, you should have kept your mouth shut, and we would never have known how much of a dirtbag you are. I would love to have Russell Simmons money. I would love to be able to go where I want, buy what I want, not have to worry about paying bills or anything like that. But if you were to tell me right now, you can have everything that Russell Simmons has. You can have his money, you can have his status, you can have his influence, you can have his power, if that's, you know, what power is. But you have to have his life. You have to be exactly and live your life exactly the way Russell Simmons has lived his life. No, thank you. I'll continue to struggle to pay my bills. I will continue to struggle to build my business. If I never pay my bills or never build my business, I will have done so knowing that I did it with dignity, with honor, and respect. I didn't have to climb over a mountain of bodies that I used and abused and molested and did whatever to in order to get what I wanted to get out of life. And Hollywood and the entertainment industry in general is always going to be a magnet for people who, men and women, who will do anything at any cost in order to achieve their dreams. So it's just ripe for the picking. To be used, to be molested, to be raped, to be sodomized, to be whatever it is that Hollywood machine and that entertainment machine is. It's just like wolves waiting for the sheep to come through the gate, and they are just at the mercy of all of those wolves. And Brett Ratner, you are a dirtbag and a sleaze bucket too. I've lost all respect for you. You were one of my favorite directors. You're a load of crap. Now I can't even watch Rush Hour anymore. I can't watch anything that you have done without thinking about you. And that's the thing about this. You know, it's like now that you see these guys for what they are in some regards, and I'm not talking about like if you wanted to sleep with a ton of women, that's fine. That's your business. And what I don't understand is when you are in the position that you are in, you make movies, you make records, or you're a record mogul, or whatever it is, there are more than enough women who are willing participants. They would be willing participants in whatever it is that you wanted to do sexually. Why do you go after women that want nothing to do with you? That makes no sense to me. If as much as I would want to get with Halle Berry, and Halle Berry wanted nothing to do with me, and I was rich, I would go find a woman that looks exactly like Halle Berry, and I would just close my eyes and think it was Halle Berry while I'm with her, or she'd tell me, close your eyes, baby, and just pretend I'm Halle Berry or something like that. Why do you go after women that want nothing to do with you when there are more than enough women that will do anything that you ask them to do because you are who you are? It makes no sense. Why would President Clinton have sex in the White House with someone? You got Air Force One. You could take a bunch of women in the Air Force One, go up in the sky for an hour or two, have a Air Force One orgy. Nobody would ever have known. You land that plane, you put them in a limo, you send them on their business, and get back to balancing the budget. Nobody would have ever known. Why would you do that? That makes no. It's a mental thing, I guess, because it makes no sense to me. Yeah, but back to Brett Ratner. Apparently, yeah, you are a slime bucket too, because according to Ellen Page, you outed her when she didn't want anybody to know that she was gay. You did what you tried to do to slander her. You probably tried to sleep with her too. I'd turn you from gay to straight if you just sleep with me, or something like that. So all of you guys are just a bunch of slime balls, man. You are nobody. I don't see how you people out there respect these clowns, man. The athletes, entertainers, they are absolutely worthless when you really find out what they are like in person, man. I had a cousin tell me one time, sometimes it's not good to meet people that you admire because they will let you down every time. And Russel Simmons, man, this is just ridiculous, man. You're just a slime bucket, man. And Brett Ratner, you a slime bucket too. So I guess while you were shooting Rush Hour 2 over in Hong Kong, and almost everybody's seen Rush Hour 2, but if you have, you know the scene where Jackie Chan takes Chris Tucker to the massage parlor, and then the woman pulls back the curtain. You got all them beautiful women there. Well, I guess Brett Ratner sitting at the director's chair looking at all the women like, yeah, I can rape her, and I can rape her too, and I can sodomize her. Let me call Russell. Hey, Russell, get on over here to Hong Kong, man. We got more women that we can rape and we can sodomize, and they don't speak English, so they can't say anything in court, and if they do, we'll be out of the country long gone by then, and bring your rush card. We'll charge it all on your rush card, or something like that, man. Y'all just a bunch of slime buckets. And for Russel Simmons, for you to tell another man to give a man a pass that groped his crotch, who's been groping your crotch as of late here? Because you seem to be able to empathize with it pretty easily. Give him a pass, don't do anything. I mean, it's been said, or it's been theorized, or however it is you want to say it, that Hollywood knowingly recruits the weakest black men that they can recruit. They recruit black men that they can run over, that they can abuse, that don't stand up for themselves, have no balls. They recruit a lot of gay black men. They don't like a real a man or a real black man, because if it were me, Terry Crews should have flattened that guy. If it were me, all right, he'd been picking himself up off the floor, grabbing my crotch in front of my wife. And you let a man do that in front of your wife, and you didn't do anything about it. So it is the recruitment of just these dickless, ballless blacks that don't stand up for themselves, all because they want to be in the entertainment business, they want to be famous, they want to make money and all that stuff. If you have to compromise yourself in order to get ahead like that, believe me, man, it is much better for you to stay behind, because your self-respect should be worth more than being in a movie or being on television or something like that. And Russel Simmons, I'm putting you right up there with Africa Bambaataa. I'm putting you right up there with any other dirtbag. I don't care if the age of consent is 17. A grown man should not be having sex with a 17-year-old girl that makes you a child molester. And I joked about it at the beginning of the show, but if the age of consent was 13, was 12, I wonder how quickly you would have rushed in on that. This is KTM and the Wake Up Report saying think a little bit. It will do wonders for you.